Young, and today we're going to kind of be reviewing a little bit of what we covered in lessons 4 and 5. So right now for our bell ringer, I'd like you to open up your packet to page 22. Again, if you don't have your packet, you can just be writing this down on plain paper or scratch paper, whatever you have handy. It says here to find the slope for A and B, and then write each equation. In letter A, I actually only want you to do problems A and B, and maybe I will help you start letter A together with you. Again, this goes back to, I think, lesson 4. If I have 2 points, I know that I can calculate my slope. So I have my x1, y1, I have my x2, y2. And I can take those values and plug them into slope. So I'm going to plug these values in to calculate the slope. So negative 12 minus a negative 27 over negative 2 minus a negative 4. Again, we know minus a negative becomes plus a positive. So negative 12 plus 27 is 15. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So my slope is 15 halves. And then to find your y-intercept, you're going to look for an x value of 0 in a table, and then that corresponding y value is your y-intercept. So we know that our y-intercept, our starting point on the graph, would be at 3. So then this is our y-intercept, this is our slope. Now I can go ahead and write the equation. Y equals 15 halves x plus 3. I'd like you to pause the video right now because I would like you to try letter B, following what I just did in letter A. So again, pause the video and go ahead and try letter B for me right now. Okay, so checking your answer here, you should have an equation y equals 2/9 x minus 3. Again, you can see I plugged my first 2 ordered pairs into the slope formula, got a slope of 2/9. The corresponding y-intercept value was negative 3, so y equals 2/9 x minus 3. Next, we're going to flip all the way in our packet to page 27. So we're going to flip all the way back to page 27. Oh, you know what? Before I go to my lesson for today, I should probably go over your homework. So I guess we're going to flip to page 26 first. Again, I did 1 through 4 with you yesterday, went over that from the homework from the night before. Last night's homework was 5 through 8, so we can go ahead and check our answers right now. If you want, go ahead and pause the video so you can double check your values. Again, I was taking the 2 points, plugging them in to calculate the slope. Then I took the slope and one of the points, plugged it into y equals mx plus b, and I solve that equation for b. Then I can take the slope and the b value and write my equation. So these were a little bit more longer problems, so that's why I would encourage you right now to just go ahead and pause the video and double check your answers. And again, make sure that you're showing the work of calculating slope and showing the work of solving that equation for the b value or y-intercept. So go ahead and pause it and check your answers. So hopefully you checked your homework answers. And again, when I gave most of you feedback on your homework answers from the Google Classroom last night, most of you did a really, really good job. So keep up the good work. Here on page 27, again, we're just kind of reviewing today some of the stuff that we've talked about in the last couple lessons. So I'm going to look at number 1 with you right now. It says, use each given slope and point of a line on the left to write an equation in slope-intercept form. It says to find the matching equation on the right. That's not essential. What I want you to do is just come up with the equation. So in number 1, we're going to do number 1 together, and you can show work probably over here on the right side or left side or on your own blank paper if you have some scratch paper. I have a slope of 2/3. My x-coordinate is 3, and my y-coordinate is negative 7. So again, remember slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug negative 7 in for y. I'm going to plug 2/3 in for m. I'm going to plug 3 in for x. And then I'm going to try to solve this equation for b, just like we did the other day. So 2/3 times 3 is 2. You can use a calculator there if you need to. And then again, trying to get the b by itself, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, so I get a b value of negative 9. So now, again, using my y-intercept and my slope, I can write the equation. I can say y equals 2/3 x minus 9. Let's go ahead and try the second one together. I want to make sure you understand this concept. Again, I've got a slope value of 3. My x-coordinate's -5. My y-coordinate's -13. Plugging these numbers in, I get -13 equals 3. That's my slope, times the x value, -5, plus b. I have to solve this equation for b. That means I want to get b by itself. So when I multiply 3 times -5, I get -15. And again, you want to get the b by itself. So you're going to go ahead and add the 15 over to the left side. So I get a b value of 2. So again, now using my y-intercept of 2 and my slope of 3, I have an equation y equals 3x plus 2. I would like you to go ahead and try for me right now. I want you to try problems 3, 4, and 5, practicing that same concept again. First solve your b value, then go back and write the equation. So you're working on those 3 problems. Pause the video and try out those 3 problems. Pause it. So checking your answers, for number 3, I've got a b value of -5. So I came up with my equation y equals 3x minus 5. For number 4, I have a b value of 1. So my equation was y equals -5/4 x plus 1. And then the last one there, number 5, I have a b value of 0. So my equation was y equals 2/3 x plus 0. Or just y equals 2/3 x. I did go back and match them up with corresponding equations in the other column, which you could do if you wanted to, just to make sure that you're on the right track and you can find those solutions in the right column. But right now, I was just trying to make sure you could solve for the y-intercept and write the equation. Good practice there. Let's go ahead and turn over to page 28. So on page 28 here, they're giving us ordered pairs, and we have to come up with the equation. One thing that I want to remind you is that whenever you're given a set of ordered pairs, the one thing for sure you can always do is calculate slope. So again, to work on these problems, you can either do it on the space to the right or down below or on your own scratch paper. So I'm going to do letter A with you right now. I'm doing A with you right now. So again, they're giving me 2 points. So 0 is my x1, 2 is my y1, -3 is my x2, and 23 is my y2. And I'm going to plug these into the slope formula. 23 minus 2 over -3 minus 0. 23 minus 2 is 21. You can always use a calculator here if you need to. -3 minus 0 is -3. And then 21 divided by -3, that reduces to -7. So there's my slope. Now that I have my slope, I can take that slope and one of the points, I usually just use the first point, you can use either, and I'm going to plug them into y equals mx plus b. So I can plug in 2 for my y, -7 for my slope, and 0 for my x-coordinate, plus b. Again, I'm trying to solve this for b. -7 times 0 is 0, and so the 0 just drops out, and I get a y-intercept of 2. So my equation, my final equation, using my slope and y-intercept would be y equals -7x plus 2. Again, it kind of made sense that your y-intercept was 2 because that had an x value of 0, right? So right now, I would like you guys to try letters B and C, just those 2. First, calculate your slope, then take the slope and one of the points to solve for B, then write your equation. So 3 steps there. So go ahead and pause the video and try letters B and C. Pause it. Okay, so here are my answers to letters B and C. For B, I plugged the points into the slope formula. I have a slope of 1/5. I plugged this slope and the first point into slope-intercept, and I solve for B. 1/5 times 5 is 1. I subtract the 1 over. -8 minus 1 is -9. So using that B value and that slope, I came up with the equation in slope-intercept form. Letter C, I definitely needed my calculator for. I hope you have one, or maybe you can use a calculator on a phone if you need to. 53 minus a -38, that's plus 38. Oh, 50, oh my gosh, I just plugged this in the wrong way. Sorry guys, let me go ahead and fix that. I should have had -38, negative 38 minus 53. That's how I got the negative 91. And then negative 1 minus 6 was negative 7. Again, the negatives do cancel out, and 91 divided by 7, use your calculator, it's 13. Using that as my slope, and again, I use my first point with that slope, plug those values in, solve for b. So you multiply these two values together and subtract that constant over. I'm trying to get b by itself, so I have a b value of negative 25. So my equation is y equals 13x minus 25. So kind of a shorter video for today, kind of just reviewing, but hopefully you took time to pause the video and do some practice problems with me so you understand how to come up with equations given points or points and a slope. Tonight's homework is going to be a quiz in Google Classroom. I think it's just like 5 problems. Really want to have your packet of notes or wherever you're writing your notes down with you, because questions are going to come directly from that packet of notes. Or your other option is to go back and rewatch some of the videos to help you get the answers to some of the questions in this Google Classroom quiz. You might also need your calculator. Again, as you're working through some of the problems, I think the very last one, if you wanted to, you might need a calculator. I just don't know. But again, definitely have your packet with you and maybe rewatch the videos so that you can answer those questions. That's what I'm looking for in your homework for tonight. So again, there's a quiz, maybe 5 questions in Google Classroom. So go ahead and work on that tonight for homework. Thanks, guys. Stay safe and stay healthy. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye.